My dear people of southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, I am coming to you today, this Wednesday, the 11th of July, the year of our Lord 2018, to bring you news about the arrival in Yaounde, Cameroon, this Thursday, the 12th of July 2018, of the chairman of the African Union Commission. His name is Moussa Faki. Mr. Moussa Faki is a national from the Republic of Chad. Chad is that country that borders Cameroon to the far north. Mr. Moussa Faki, who is chairman of the African Union Commission, from all indications and from information I got from within the African Union Commission, is getting to Yaounde to discuss the crisis in the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. But curiously enough, his visit is going to end only in Yaounde. He will arrive in Yaounde this Thursday. He will be received by the President of the Republic, Mr. Paul Biya, on Friday. And on Saturday, Mr. Moussa Faki would have completed his visit and he will be leaving. This is very ridiculous because the chairman of the African Union Commission, who is going to Cameroon, to La République du Cameroon, just a few days after the African Union held its summit of heads of state between the 25th of June to the 2nd of July, and did not even say a single thing about the crisis in our country, about the ongoing genocide in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia perpetrated by Mr. Paul Biya and his terrorist forces. And that after that important summit, coming almost 2 years after this struggle erupted in southern Cameroon, and at the time, other countries around the world, especially the Western countries, have talked and have taken positions, have come out to denounce the ongoing genocide in our country. And the African Union said nothing, but decides to surreptitiously, or let me say Nicodemously, send the chairman of the African Union Commission to go visiting and to end only in Yaoundé smacks of total disdain, not only for the people of southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, but the smacks of total disdain for humanity. And it contradicts the very purpose of the existence of that organization. Why am I bringing out this information? Of course, I know that we all always need to use opportunities like this one to go onto Twitter, to go onto whatever form of media that we can lay hands on to draw the attention of the officials of not only the African Union Commission, but the African Union itself, of its failures, of its inability to rise to the occasion and halt a genocide that is going on in its backyard. I recall very well that the African Union signed up and made a lot of noise about the Never Again campaign after the Rwandan genocide in 1994. But today, the same African Union is silent while Mr. Paul Biya is practicing scorched earth policy in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, while Mr. Paul Biya is carrying out targeted killing of southern Cameroon's citizens in the presence of everyone. And this has not only gone, viral in social media, but it has been clearly denounced by the US ambassador to Cameroon in Yaoundé. It has been denounced across the board. It has gone on powerful international media, but the African Union has yet to see it. The African Union has yet to take note of it. Let us all go onto Twitter. Let us all remind African leaders of the fact that they are almost a collective disgrace to the African continent. If not, we will expect people on the African continent to be the first to be concerned about what is happening in their backyard. But no. Now, sending Mr. Moussa Faki to Yaounde on a 2-day visit, because he's actually going to stop only in Yaounde. He's not even going to visit any town or city in southern Cameroon to see for himself what is happening there. It simply smacks of not only disdain for the people of southern Cameroon. It's not an insult just to us, it's an insult to humanity as a whole. Because what does Mr. Faki expect? That he will be told in Yaoundé that by Mr. Paul Biya and all his ministers, and even those who are going to sit with him in the conference halls of the International Relations Institute in Yaoundé, what is he going to be told? Is he going to be told something different from what Mr. Chiruma has been saying, from the denials that Mr. Chiruma started with until this point? Is he going to be told something different from what he has been able to talk with Mr. Paul Biya and the others by telephone? I expected, and I know all of us did, that any visit by the chairman of the African Union Commission should take him to the affected areas so that he can see for himself the carnage being carried out on our people, so that he can see for himself whole villages that have been burnt and razed to dust, so that he can see for himself how babies, pregnant women, and others are being abused and killed on a daily basis. How you can see how, even on camera, Mr. Paul Biya's soldiers are slaughtering our people. But no, Mr. Moussa Faki is going to end in Yaoundé. The question arises, is he going there just because he also feels that during his tenure, he should also have the opportunity to receive his own golden statue? Because I'm sure that's not going to lack. Yes, we saw the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Baroness Patricia Scotland, go to Yaoundé and collect her own statue, her golden statue. Despite all the talks and all the rants, the Commonwealth has yet to come out with any clear official statement calling La République du Cameroon to order. But in the past, we have seen the Commonwealth sanction and even suspend countries like Zimbabwe, where not even 1/100th of the kind of abuses that are taking place on our people took place. This is double standards. And it is the same double standards that we're now seeing in this visit by Mr. Moussa Faki. We saw the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Mr. Guterres, stop in Yaoundé, collect his own golden statue, and go. So what really is the importance of this visit if it will not help, even in one way, to ensure that we have a ceasefire in the ongoing crisis? Simply ridiculous. And I think the people of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, like I said, we should all go out on Twitter, on every available forum, to shout out and let the world see that Mr. Moussa Faki's visit is a decoy. It's simply an opportunity for him to go out there, get his own arrangement, and then come out and make some kind of statements that wouldn't have any effect in halting the carnage that is ongoing. And take note, Mr. Moussa Faki hails from the Republic of Chad. We heard allegations. I call them allegations because we are yet to complete our independent investigation to prove to the world beyond reasonable doubt that the Republic of Chad actually did dispatch soldiers that La République du Cameroon used in killing innocent citizens in southern Cameroon. The same accusation was levied on Equatorial Guinea and sometimes Gabon. And these allegations became even stronger when members of the Cameroon terrorist armed forces themselves complained that they were being given feeder role because La République du Cameroon had brought in troops from Chad and other African countries. Chad is a member of CEMAC, to which Yaoundé belongs. Chad is a neighbor to Cameroon, but we haven't seen any effort even from any of the neighbors to show that they are concerned about what is happening to humanity in their backyard. So this visit, to me, is not only inconsequential, but it is again a demonstration of the fact that we, as Southern Cameroonians, have our own destiny in our hands, and that it is momentous, absolutely important for us to all go out there, talk to our leaders of the various organizations, bring them to understand the need and the importance to be forthcoming in any upcoming conferences that are meant to foster unity of any kind, that are meant to foster collaboration that are meant to enable us build that necessary synergy that would make it possible for us to overcome this serious challenge. Let no one discourage any one of us that and tell us that there's already an international conspiracy against us, we will go nowhere. Take note, several other countries witnessed the same kind of international conspiracy, but they were able to overcome. South Sudan never had the situation of the people of Southern Cameroon because under international law, they were not even recognized initially as a people, but they succeeded within a period of just about 30 years to become a country. Eritrea, they will tell you they took a lot of years. There was also a gang up against them, but they succeeded. The people of the Sahrawi area, we call them Western Sahara, have faced that kind of conspiracy with Morocco always rushing up and down to block here, block there, left, right, but they are on course to becoming a country. It's the same thing with the people of Somaliland who are virtually independent. Even though there's been a gang up, and there's still some degree of gang up, but they are already operating and functioning as a country. Nobody should stand there and bring us stupid examples that do not match with our situation. And I want to recall that those who tell us that, oh, what people have started, you think will end just tomorrow, it will take many years. Let them be reminded that this struggle started way back in 1964, or even before, when some musician sang, yes, I just lost his name, sang music just before Professor Fonlon gave himself the opportunity to write the first letter to President Ahidjo to say there was a problem. Some musician came up with a soundtrack, I think that should be 1962, to say that there was virtually no Fumban. That Fumban went the other way. That whatever happened in Fumban never helped us. It was to our disadvantage, that we were not even represented, that it destroyed us. And that guy and every other person associated with him were arrested by the Ahidjo regime. I can't tell the rest of his story, but it was a very ugly story. So that tells you that we have been in this thing for many years, even more years than those people have been, meaning that we're just about ripe to succeed. And that is why success is at our doorsteps. I hear some people ranting. And take note that by the time you are getting closer and closer to victory, you must get people who get up and rant because they are frustrated at the degree of success. And that's the kind of frustration I got in the voice of one Franklin Jume, or whatever he calls himself, a primary school teacher in Douala, who is seeking for attention. And I heard him, and I went onto his Facebook page and saw him put an announcement up there and calling for Southwest elites and chiefs to contact him. He doesn't even have the courtesy to leave Douala, move down to the southern zone where he's making noise about, and go meet those chiefs one after the other and talk to them. That simply shows that he's, one pinch of a coward who really believes that it is only in occasions like this that he can attract the attention of Yaounde. Perhaps he seeks to become head teacher, or maybe he's so hungry that he needs someone to give him some little food to eat. I just want to remind him that his betters, Peter Mafani Musonge, former prime minister, with all the positions that you know of him, for Tabe Tando, too many of them have tried and failed. So, Mr. Franklin Jume, your evil germs of division can take you nowhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Why don't you form your vigilante group very fast? Do you forget that during the meeting that was held in Minister Tanya Mbiayo Clarkson's residence at a level in Yaounde, your betters even plan to bring by Isaka Baboyes from Nigeria, manned by a retired general of the Nigerian army. How far has it taken them to? And so who or what do you think you are? Don't even bother yourself. Nobody is going to come after you because you are just like a little fly. And so look for other means to draw the attention of Yaounde. Maybe send a motion of support to Mr. Pobia to support his project of life presidency. And I think that's even what Mr. Moussa Faki is going to tell him in Yaounde, that the African Union is supporting his life presidency. That's none of our business because there will be no elections in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Take note of that. And this last word to our people. Let us on a daily basis build bridges among ourselves. Let us not give up on anyone that this one is useless, it cannot be he cannot be of help at all in this particular revolution. All of those who have a heart in this revolution constantly show love and attention towards one another. We need this synergy to complete this race the fastest possible. Let me just share this beautiful religious number that I enjoy a lot with you. I'm sure it can also edify you. This guy says, do not write your brother off, no envy, no hatred. No one knows tomorrow. God is labor to all. A miracle can happen any day. He may be a helping hand. Put all things into God's hands. Remember mercy. God is with us.